of your bits today. Yeah, so good to see everyone. So this morning we looked through all your feedback, which was really helpful. And one of you said that we should dance the roll call. So Tony has included this bit for all of us. So everyone, please stand up. Yeah, Tony is like, okay, everyone's lazy. We need to dance roll calls now. Okay, well, I'm kind of my table's kind of low, but here it is. Let's go, guys. Let's stretch it out. Let's do it.
Hey Isaac, I'm Isruk and Regional Director for Isaac in Asia Pacific. We are super excited to launch the new Asia Pacific roll call. I hope you will enjoy with us and dance with us and share. See you. 'Cause I'm in the stars tonight. So watch me bring the fire, set the night light. Shoes on, get up in the morning, cup of milk, let's rock and roll. Kink out, kick the drum, rolling on like a rolling stone. Sing song when I'm walking home, jump up to the top of the brown. Ding dong, call me on my phone, nice tea and I'll get my ping pong. This is dead heavy, can't hear the bass, boom, I'm ready. Life is sweet as honey, yeah, this beach chain like money. This go all alone, I'm into that, I'm good to go, I'm diamond, you know I glow up. Hey, so let's go. Here's I'm in the stars tonight, so watch me bring the fire, set the night light. Hey, shining through the city with a little fucking soul. So I'ma light it up like dynamite. Whoa, na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Life is dynamite. Na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Life is dynamite. Shining through the city with a little fucking soul. So I'ma light it up like dynamite. Whoa, da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na, eh. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na, eh. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na, eh. Light it up, dynamite. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na, eh. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na, eh. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na, eh. Light it up, dynamite. 'Cause I'm in stars tonight. So watch me bring the fire, set the night alight. Shining through the city with a little fucking soul. So light it up like dynamite. This is so watch me bring the fire, set the night alight. Shining through the city with a little fucking soul. So light it up like dynamite.
Thank you. I hope that you enjoyed that. That we all got to move a little bit. I'm a bit rusty now. And nice to see that now we have our own AP roll call. That's amazing. So okay. So morning plenary day one. I'd like to actually start us off with a quick kind of activity, and it's called, I don't know if anyone of you had done this before, but it's called Stories Around the Circle. Anyone's heard of this before? Okay, so what's gonna happen is I'm going to give you I'm gonna give you like a sentence, and what's gonna happen is each of us will go in turn and add a sentence to that story. Okay, does that make sense? So I'm just gonna show you the sentence, and then we will go around the room, including Krish and Tony and all the other Fessies who are in the room right now. What's gonna happen is I'm gonna start with the sentence. I'm gonna tag one of you. You're gonna tag the next person, and then you unmute, and basically you're gonna tell me what sentence you're gonna add to the story, and I'll be typing it up. Okay? So here it is. Let's have a look at the sentence. Hang on a second. Here it is. Okay, so let me see So this is the sentence that we're gonna start with. It's once upon a time in a land far away, 21 people got together to solve the world's problems. Everything seemed easy until one day, one of the people saw on the horizon, and the first person who's going to add to this is I'm going to tag Gooby from Singapore, and you're going to tell us what's your sentence you're going to add to this.
Okay. Okay. Let's start off something Isaac-y.
Sure. It can be anything.
A blue man dancing around.
Okay, a blue man dancing around. Okay, that's cool. Okay, now you can tag the next person.
Vincent.
Vincent.
So on the horizon, a blue man dancing around, and people started to go there.
Okay, people started to go there. Who are you gonna tag Vincent?
Min.
Min.
And then suddenly the blue man start to hurt the MCP from Australia.
Start to hug the MCP from Australia?
Yeah.
Okay. And who are you gonna tag next? Min, you need to tag someone to go after you.
I want to tag MCP from Australia as well.
Okay, I guess Michael, it's you.
The MCP from Australia embraced the blue man, smelling and feeling everything there was to smell and feel. He whispered into the blue man, the blue person's ear, "Tell me the secret to get H4TF B2B sales off the ground."
Oh, I love it. I'm typing a bit slow. Okay, tell me the secret. He whispered.
Tell me the secret to get H4TF.
Okay, tell me the secret to get H4TF
B2B sales off the ground.
Okay, who's next? Michael, who do you want to throw under the bus?
I'll
next?
tag Upi.
All right, Upi.
Then the blue man said, "You gotta work hard, kid."
Okay.
And then I tag Arfan.
Okay, Arfan.
Okay. And then all right. Okay. Following up, the MCP of Australia said, "But I am working hard." But the blue man said, "It's not about how hard you're working, but it's about how smart you're working."
Ooh. All right. Next person. Who would you tag?
I would tag Lemon from Malaysia.
All right, perfect. Lemon.
Okay. The blue man added as well. You can't work alone. You need to empower your team.
Wow. Okay. Okay. Who are you gonna tag next?
Mary.
Okay, I know Lemon. Then Michael asked, the MCB from Australia aspect, how can I empower my team? Yes. And then I will tag V from Vietnam.
V. Let's go.
Okay. And then the blue man say, you should go and ask May.
Okay. Okay. Is that okay? Who are we gonna tag next? V, who are you gonna nominate for the next person?
I think she's cut off.
She got off. Okay, well.
I can go next.
All right, okay, Prayog.
And then the MCP of Australia woke up from the dream and found himself in RPM.
Okay. Next. Who's gonna be next? Prayog, do you want to nominate someone?
I tag Snehi.
Okay. And the MCP of Australia started to look after his leftover pizza and a cold beer.
Right, okay. Who are you gonna tag after this?
Who's left? Let me see. Banuka.
Okay, so after having 2 sips of beer, again, the MCP of Australia started to see the blue man. But this time, it's not anybody else, it's MCP of Bangladesh.
Ooh. Is there someone else that we need to tag?
Yes, Tony? Oh, maybe Ellie?
Okay, Ellie.
Then the MCP of Bangladesh told him, I love you. I don't know.
That works, okay.
Is there anyone else who wasn't yet tagged?
Let's see, I think...
Shuhei.
Did we already have Vincent?
Vincent, yes.
Yeah.
I think only Shuhei left.
Okay, go Shuhei.
Okay.
Okay. And MCP of Australia said, if you love me, you have to work with me to the H40F B2B sales.
All right. And is it now Tony left?
Yeah, like since Isuru is here, so like I will go next and then we can tag Isuru later. So
Okay.
Isuru, we'll continue this story, so better to read it and also can prepare the next. So MCP from Australia, MCP from Bangladesh said, why not? And then they trying to go to B2B sales. On the way, they realize MCP from the Philippines trying to they made the MCP from the Philippines, and she said, why are you taking my boyfriend? It means MCP from Australia.
Ooh, is that woo? Okay. All right, so I guess it's Isu. Nice time to join us. Welcome, good to see you.
Hi, good to see you. I have no idea what's going on. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Something talking about related to relationship or wedding something, but you can read the story and make a final.
Okay, so what we have now is, so once upon a time in a land far away, 21 people got together to solve the world's problems. Everything seemed easy until one day, one of these people saw on the horizon a blue man dancing around, and people started to go there. Then suddenly the blue man started to hug the MCP from Australia. And the MCP from Australia embraced the blue man, smelling and touching everything there is to touch and feel. And he whispered into the blue man's ears, "Tell me the secret to get H4TF B2B sales off the ground." And the blue man said, "You gotta work hard, kid." So following up to that, the MCP of Australia said, "But I am working hard." And the blue man said, "It's not about how hard you're working, but about how smart you're working." And the blue man added, "You can't work alone. You got to empower your team." So the MCP of Australia asked, "How can I empower my team?" And then the blue man said, "You should go and ask me." And then the MCP of Australia and asked me. The MCP of Australia woke up from the dream and found himself in RPM. And the MCP of Australia started to look after his leftover pizza and his cold beer. And after having 2 sips of beer, the MCP of Australia started to see the blue man. And this time it's not anyone else, but it's the MCP of Bangladesh. And the MCP of Bangladesh told him, "I love you." And the MCP of Australia said, "If you love me, you have to work with me to do H4TF and B2B sales." The MCP of Bangladesh said, "Why not?" So they tried to do B2B sales, and suddenly they met the MCP from the Philippines, and she asked, "Why are you taking my boyfriend?" Also known as the MCP of Australia. And Isru, you want to end us off with one sentence, end of the story.
Okay. I think taking my boyfriend. Okay, then MCP of Bangladesh said, "It's because I have a secret that I can only share with him, but I cannot share with you."
Ooh. Guys, get a room already. But I cannot share with you. All right, great. Well, thanks for participating, everyone. I mean, like from this story, I can see that you guys are working hard, but also obviously have some personal needs. I guess not having physical conferences and not helping. I wish you all the best for this going forward. But yeah, anyway, that was just a quick exercise so that everyone can warm up our vocals and say hi to each other. But before we kind of just jump into the main content itself, I just wanted to take a moment to ask everyone, are there any feedback or requests coming from day one? I know some of you have already, other than the roll call, which I think we did now, I know some of you asked me to share my MCP story. I initially didn't plan to share it so much because I think a lot of you probably have heard it through different conferences that I've shared, but if you do want to hear it, I'm happy to also share some of it. So over to you, to all of you, anything that you want to see, because today is the first day that we have a full on agenda. So any thoughts about how it's been so far, and like anyone can tell me anything that you and I'll try to see if we can make it work for you know. So anyone? Pretty good so far? All good? And how about, like, I don't know if you guys are interested in my MCP story or something particular that you would love for me to share or to talk about, so I can, prepare for the other parts of this, I guess, the plenaries. No, you can. Okay, Upi. I think Upi's got he sends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is not a request actually, but I just want to know. I believe that the condition in pre-COVID and also with us right now is like pretty different. So it's not that relevant or maybe like the same with what we actually face right now. But I would just want to know, what was your biggest battle that you have with your team, and how did you solve it in your term as MCP? Yeah, maybe you can just tell it in the, I don't know, in the next plenary or one. I don't know. Thank you.
Sure. Okay. Biggest challenge I had to face with my team, right? Yeah. Okay. I love that question. Thank you. Yeah, and I'll probably share it later on within one of the plenaries. Anyone else has any like very particular request or ask? And it might not just to be me, not just to me, but it could be like to, hey, MCP of, I don't know, Bangladesh or Philippines, you know, I want to have a one-on-one with you later on today. Or all right, Arfan, let's go.
Yeah, mate. I mean, I'm assuming the context was very different when you were MCP, but definitely like how you approached replanning, because I think right now all of us are in that state going into replanning.
Okay.
And the context, like what was it like for you, and what were the key challenges that you wanted to address, and how you were able to manage that, and areas that you probably were not able to manage also, so that kind of gives us a good understanding on how we can approach replanning.
Love it. Love it. Great, great, great. Really practical questions. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, Upi and Arfan. Anyone else? Also want to make some requests? All right, Ellie.
Hi. I have two things actually I just thought of because of some of the things that were suggested. Again, it's up to you. I was thinking like one, maybe it'd be really nice to hear your story in finding a successor, because yeah, I think that's definitely something that we're all kind of aiming for at the moment. So how the experience was for you, and possibly maybe it'd actually be cool to hear about like your story now, because you know if they're in ISEC or not, they've really had to pivot. So maybe it'd be nice to hear about even outside of ISEC or as an ISECer who's outside, how you had to learn how to pivot to the new context and the new normal that we have now. Yeah.
Wow, Ellie, you read minds. Okay. Wait, let me just put down these points, what works, what didn't work. So okay, so far I've got like the biggest kind of like conflict I have with my team. Also replanning how I took it, what worked, how did I implement it, what didn't work so well. Also like my story to find a successor. Anyone else? And external context, I'm going to talk about that now, but is there anyone else who wants to just a last one before I close the space for requests? It could not be to me as well. I'm trying to, you know, let you guys also do your own B2B or H4TF, you know, happily ever after stories together. Yeah, if there is none, that's also okay. All right, V, you got the lucky last. Let's hear. Yeah.
It will be great if you can share about what is the team stage or the entity stage look like when you are about to have your successor in 1, 2, or 3 months. Yeah, so is there really big storming happen with the team, or how is it look like, and what did you prepare for it, or how did you overcome it?
All right, perfect. Wow, you guys ask really good questions, you know, like I don't think Michael's in Australia, so he might know some stuff, but I think, you know, it's time to air my dirty laundry. But yeah, definitely. I think these are really, really good and relevant questions. Thanks for that, and hopefully with these questions we're able to kind of make obviously the plenary more relevant to you as well. But today, I like to open up kind of like the day for you to think about, you know, I like to ask you like what makes an ISECer. Like, do you think you're an ISECer? I mean, sorry. Why does it go this way? Sorry, yeah. So what makes an ISECer? Like, can anyone just shout out to me, like, if I said, oh, think about an ISECer, who comes to your mind? Who comes to your mind? Just like, you can type it in the chat. A name, a person, like a position and title. The blue man is an ISECer, okay. People wearing blue man shirts, okay. A blue person is an ISECer, okay. Could you think of clarity of why? Someone with passion, okay, cool. So person who owns 6 values. Michael's saying impact, someone who's authentic, proactive, living, breathing the ISEC way. Cool, very cool. Because I'm asking you this because like recently my sister, she's also I consider her an ISECer. She used to be the MC VP Finance of ISEC in Singapore. Gooby might know her. And she recently found a new job. And in the process of looking for a new job, like basically she met this guy and he basically owns a startup, which is, within 4 years, they're already a multi-million-dollar startup. And then she was telling me the experience was like, there was an interview and then this guy told her, oh, you're an ISECer. Oh, I trust ISECers. You'll figure it out. I'm going to hire you. So then the question is like, oh, I mean, obviously as MCPs, from time to time, we do think about, okay, especially, when times get tough, right? Is this going to be worth it? Is this going to be, what is this experience going to lead me to, right, in the future? And what I want to do very quickly is like go here again, and just give me a quick vote about, how certain are you that this experience right now is going to set you up for your future? Okay, just so we can all see like what everyone is thinking, how everyone is feeling at the moment. Just go here, click on it, and then I'm gonna join you over at the Menti board. Yeah, thanks, Krish, for so menti.com. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Okay, we've got 7 responses so far. Come on, keep it coming. Yeah, lots of you are saying that you're kind of on the upper end of the limit. Some of you are probably. By the way, the bottom end is just like, probably, not very sure. And then the other ones are like, yeah, definitely. Like the higher end is definitely, I'm going to. Okay, yeah, it seems like we've got kind of 2 bumps, right? Like some of you thinking like more on the side of definitely yes. And then there's some of you who like probably yes. And to be honest, like today, I think Tony asked me to talk about my how my MCP experience kind of propelled me into my career, and how with it when I was MCP, I worked to ensure that I was moving towards like where I'm going to be, right? And to be honest, my answer is I didn't know. Even until I finished my MCP term, I didn't know. But if you were to ask me to tell you the short story, like the success version of my career, I can tell you that, with my work, I traveled to countries from Germany to UAE to MOC to Fiji, like all across the world, like working on projects and partnerships. So I got to travel a lot. And I think in terms of my career, the work that I've done so far impacts the lives of thousands of people. Like if you have been to Hanoi, recently, I think there's a new metro line that just finished up. Like I've contributed to the planning and building of that, or maybe even in home toilets in rural Cambodia. Like if you go to rural Cambodia and you see there's a toilet in their house, that's because I've worked on some of that, like making that happen, right? I mean, obviously, you might not have the opportunity to go to rural Cambodia, but if you ever do and you see a toilet, let's say I've touched it somehow, right? Like made it happen. And also, like I could tell you that I spoke in front of some very important people. Even the king of Sweden, he had to sit down and pay attention to me when I spoke. So in terms of career, like I would say how I want it, how I like to live it in terms of being able to travel, being able to still make an impact, doing something meaningful. Like I think, I can give you that short success story about it, right? But this is how it really is, okay? So this is kind of a graph over time, and the face with starry eyes when I'm really excited and happy, and then of course there are like the I'm gonna die, please save me kind of phases, right? So this is how it went. This is when I finished MCP. It's a little bit of an upward curve because because right before I ended MCP, and some of you might have thought about this, and some of you might have just started thinking about this, but there is this thing called the ISEC International or Regional Office career pathway that you guys might be thinking about. Like I actually ran for it and then I didn't get it for some various technical reasons, and then later on for a fit reason. But it's really interesting experience because coming out of it, I felt that moment kind of gave me that confidence in myself that, hey, I'm actually okay. Hey, maybe I'm ready to leave ISEC, and made me realize that, oh, maybe I'm wanting to continue because of the fear of the outside, like what's to come, right? So by the point that I was leaving SMCP, I've got like 3 job offers, 3 jobs lined up. But this is how it kind of went, right? So I kind of went into a little bit like I was at the top of the world when I ended my MCP career. I was very happy with what I've done, happy with my team, happy with the outcome. And then I kind of went down a little bit because it's kind of like entering that phase of, but I've got these 3 jobs, but I'm not sure if I wanted to do it. And then this next spot was when one of my MC VP BD at that time, ICX at that time, incoming exchange, and then he got onto AI. He became AI BD manager, and at that time they just signed a contract for a partnership with ADB, so the Asian Development Bank, and they were looking for, obviously, fresh blood to come in to represent ISEC, as ISEC is working inside the organization for ISEC as well. So then he said, hey, you might be really interested in this because I know this kind of job, this kind of work is kind of up your alley. I applied for it, I got into it, and then it was kind of like this whole experience where, I was really learning, I was meeting people from all over the world, I was traveling everywhere. And in fact, as an alumni, I think in the time that I was at ADB, I think I secured over like $300,000 more than worth of like partnership value for ISEC, like in money, like we transferred because of the work there. I got to do lots of very interesting things. And then at some point, like I felt myself stagnating. So obviously like when my motivation was going down a little bit, and I'm like, okay, I'm getting too comfortable here. So I need to move, I need to move out of this space where I'm feeling too comfortable in. Because, in ISEC, we always learn, don't stay too much in your comfort zone for too long. And then I moved out of it. And then I moved to another, it's an institution called the Asian School of Business. It's a business school. And I was doing like innovation and entrepreneurship. I was leading up the innovation and entrepreneurship department. And then it went like this. So what happened was like, it was really fast. I think a lot of you who know me probably don't even know about this phase of my life, because it was like, first it was COVID, and then it was like all of these things happening, but it just went poof. And then I was struggling a lot with, so first of all, my direct supervisor, so it's not the entire organization, just my direct supervisor was very he's a bit of a macho man, and did a lot of micromanagement, and a lot of the way that he works, he likes to cheat to get ahead of other people. So that's kind of like conflicting with like my values and who I am and what I believe in. So then I went into a very like demotivated phase, but at the same time, the ISECer in me who wants to strive for excellence, who wants to achieve move things ahead, make an impact, was not sitting very well with that, right? And I was also kind of struggling with the fact that if I quit now, then am I missing out on a learning opportunity? So then I had this like really like, who am I even, like what am I doing here? But then if I quit, then am I even, who am I? Like, oh my God, like anyway, drama. And then I left. And that was when everything kind of picked up. Well, actually someone in the organization advised me to leave. And then I got hired again by my ADB boss to do some consultancy work. And at that point, I'm like, oh, okay, I still got value. I can still contribute to something. I got into the MBA, which again, like gave me a little bit of a boost. And right now, like where I am, Again, I'm back in, doing some impactful work, this time even better, because I was telling Tony, like, they're actually paying me lots more than I used to get paid. So, right now I'm working on this thing called like a blockchain technology for agriculture. So in the future, if you ever go to the supermarkets one day, not soon, but maybe in a couple of years, and you could actually, maybe with a scan of a QR code or going to a certain link, you can see where this food comes from, whether it's sustainable, its carbon emissions, etc. That's probably something that I've worked on right now, right? So I'm coming back to like working on some, let's say, more exciting stuff again. But I guess like what underlies all of this, and if you ask any other alumni, so this is the reality, right? Like this is something that you might I don't know, you might face. I don't know, for some of you it might be like really smooth sailing, but what really underlies all of it was, the ISEC value that came through. Like, I was enjoying participation a lot, and because of that, and I wouldn't say that all of my colleagues got to go overseas, got to present, got to do some impactful work, but because I was enjoying participation, like I got access to all these opportunities. Because I was striving for excellence, I was putting my best in the work that I've done, I've got all these opportunities. Because I was able to activate leadership, people saw that, I got placed into leadership positions without like running for it, like unlike in ISEC where we try to run for a position. And because I love living diversity, all the organizations that I've worked with have been global. And when I look back, the most sad, depressed state of my career, I was not able to leave diversity because, we don't embrace diversity in gender, just, we don't embrace integrity, where we're honest with the product that we're selling or the value that we're providing, and we're not able to strive for excellence. So because of all of these, like I see someone who's an ISECer. I think one of you kind of mentioned, right? Like someone who is able to practice all of these values. So, I mean, just to make it a little bit more brand aligned, like right now, it's how this is how it looks right now. But then, okay, so I want you to kind of like go here again, and let's see to the same link again, and then I want to hear from you, like what are your maybe top 3 values, right, for ISEC, your ISEC values, I mean. Okay, oh sorry, let's go to the next one, which is this. So if everyone can like just put in, like select the top 3, just to see like where this bunch of MCPs are. Interesting. Okay. Activating leadership, living diversity, striving for excellence, enjoying participation. Very nice. All right. Yeah. Okay. That's cool. Yeah. So I think we're, I don't know, like just based on like the amount of votes, it seems like we're kind of aligned. In fact, I don't know, right now, I have not been in a leadership position like as intense as I was when I was an MCP. Like I haven't had the opportunity to practice activating leadership for a long time, but I enjoyed that very much. So for me, this striving for excellence, enjoying participation, and demonstrating integrity are things that do drive my actions and behaviors. And I think one of the more important thing that I wanted to highlight is, yeah, we're all ISECers. I think we can all call ourselves ISECers in this room. But does it mean that if you've been through ISEC, then you get stamped the ISEC label and then you're an ISECer? I think many of you might think that, yeah, probably not, right? I think we can all think of like that 1 or 2 person who's been through ISEC, but you wouldn't immediately associate them with being an ISECer. And I think the values is what makes the difference. And if you ask any alumni, the values is what you take with you to make that ISEC spark, that ISEC difference. And I think the reason why this was able to be like, I was able to carry these with me throughout my career, even until now, and even today, I see myself as an ISECer, is because I've had practiced that during my ISEC career, not just when I was a member, not just when I was a VP, but more and more as I became, like, as I grew in ISEC and then became an MCP. So this is just a food for thought for you. So these are just like some thoughts for you to start the day. And I want you to take a few, like 5 minutes to check in with your tribe today, just to think about, you know, what kind of ISECer you are, or what kind of ISECer you want to be today going into the sessions. What kind of ISECers do you want to be? What kind of values do you want to exemplify? And then also share, like, what's one thing you would like to achieve today? Like one thing that you want to achieve. Today, we're going to be talking about the essence. We're going to be talking about Generation 2020. And within all of these, there's so many opportunities for us to practice being ISECers, right? So let me have a look. So just give me a kind of feedback. Like, do you guys want to be in your own same tribes, or do you want to be in another grouping, like just to meet new people? If you can just like tell me on the chat, or tribe. Anyone wants to no one wants to say that they don't want to be part of their tribe? Okay, so we'll Mean wants to be with new people. Okay, so now we're gonna stick with tribes first. Okay, so tonight I'm gonna give you another opportunity to change if you like. So if Krish can help me just do the breakout room, and then everyone can enter your breakout room just to quickly talk about these 2 points. So what kind of ISECer do you like to be today, and what is one thing that you want to achieve today? Okay.
I've opened the breakout rooms, May.
Yeah. If you can.
Yeah, I've opened it.
It's open?
Yeah, it's open. It's open.
Okay, so everyone can go into your rooms now. So tribe 1, room 1, tribe 2, room 2, etc.
Everyone is in the room.
Okay, perfect.
Chris, you can pause recording.
I read you. I got you.
Yeah, you always read me.
Yeah.
Okay, people are coming back.
Yeah, perfect. But anyway, like to give you a little bit of challenge as we discussed yesterday. So well,
okay.
now I'm giving Louise the challenge. So there you go. Speak faster, mate. Let's go. All right. So everyone is back, right? I think. Yeah, I think everyone's back. So okay, so I think that's for the morning today. I just want you guys to think about who you are as ISECers, and how you're practicing that in your day-to-day. And what I want you to do today, like a very simple thing, is just to practice consciously going into the day one of these values. If you say that, you know, I want to be the kind of ISECer that, you know, strives for excellence more, or I want to be the kind of ISECer who, you know, I care about diversity more, like bring that into your conversations today, right? Like bring that, like if you want to be activating leadership, then maybe like also empower your fellow MCPs to, I don't know, you know, they want to do something, they've been wanting to say something, like push them to do it or something. And I think that's where we practice these and bring them into, like, set us up for our futures as well. So I mean, Louise has been complaining that I've been taking up a lot of her time, which I have, but I really wanted you guys to have time to also kind of connect and talk to yourself amongst yourself. So Tony, do I just throw it off over to Louise, or do you want to make a nice introduction.
Sure, Nori, I can like close the space and thank you, May, which is amazing morning plenary for everyone.
Yeah.
And yeah, before we begin, we still have some small announcement. And Krish, I think you can start recording and also like you can do announcement there.
Perfect.